grew up idolizing my granddad. He was my superhero. You know, I was up there wrestling him on the bed when I was about 8 years old, trying to figure out how I can get big and strong, maybe win one day. So for me, football's all about playing for his memory.
What position did he play?
Wide receiver.
So where do you get the size from?
God and broccoli, I guess. I don't really know.
So I guess that's your mom's dad.
Yes, sir.
And does she talk about that you remind her of him a little bit, or?
I honestly just keep that to myself. You know, that's my personal motivation. It's the first time I've ever really shared something like that. So
yeah,
my biggest thing is I want to be vulnerable and I want to put myself out there, because I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I can turn that into fuel for myself.
For you guys, the why, was that kind of a team thing, or is it kind of like the players that you guys wanted to just have a why when we come to play?
You know, as an offense, we've made it a huge objective over this offseason to get closer. So, you know, we have our little small groups that we have. We all got divided up into about 6 teams. We're getting vulnerable with each other. We're getting close. We're really getting to know each other on a personal level. Because in my mind, when we step out there on August 31st, that's what's going to be the biggest difference for this team, is how close we are.
Do you feel like you guys have achieved that? Are you closer? Have you bonded?
Most definitely. I know things about guys that I never would have even guessed at this time last year. So really just gelling as a unit and playing for each other. That's our purpose.
Is that a player-led thing, or is that the coaches?
Player-led.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I heard that you guys were meeting up at least once or twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, what are all those meetings about? Is it film study or?
A little bit of both. You know, guys just want to get in a little bit of extra work, making sure we're ironing out our details. But really, you know, it's just players taking initiative.
I think I heard Cade's like at the front of a lot of those meetings in terms of like telling you guys the standard things he wants, and also receivers where he wants them to be on routes and stuff like that. Like, how different is that from Cade in terms of that?
Cade has done an incredible job stepping up his leadership this year. I feel like he's really coming to himself. He's really figuring out who Cade Klubnik really is, and that's showing dividends out on the field. You know, that's a guy that, you know, I'd run through a brick wall for. So I'm just excited to go out there and see what he can do in August.
Why would you run him through a brick wall for him? What is it about him?
He's genuine. He's him. He's not concerned with putting on a front for anybody else. It's just Cade. And he knows that, and he knows that we know that.
Marcus Tate was saying the other night, you guys need to finish. Coach Sweeney was wearing a finished shirt. From what I've heard, you know, that's been kind of some of his post-practice talks a little bit, is you haven't earned anything. Is that a big deal for this team this year? Finishing?
Oh, yeah. We're not satisfied with what we've done in the last few years. You know, we know that we are a championship caliber team. We know we have it in us, and we know that we haven't finished in the past. So I guess that's a lot of people's words for this year, is just really pushing all the way through the end and making a statement at the end of the year.
This is the first year that there's not a player that was on those national championship teams on the roster. Is that helped, you think, make you guys a little more hungry, because there is nobody to say, oh, back in the day we did this or anything like that?
Most definitely. We're all starting from the same place. You know, we all have a common goal in mind, and we're all willing to do whatever it takes and put ourselves on the line to get there. So I think that's really also brought us closer as a team, is knowing, hey, none of us have done it. We have one goal, and we all know what it takes. Because Coach Sweeney's done it. He tells us that all the time. So he has the experience to do it. All we got to do is follow him.
What has the competition been like in the offensive line room? I mean, just having 7 guys that come back with experience, you're all fighting for 5 spots, obviously. So
the biggest thing that I love about our unit is we love our guys. We're all wanting to see each other succeed. We're all ready to watch each other go out there and kill it, no matter what snap count looks like, no matter what our starting lineup looks like. We're that well gelled as a unit, and I credit Matt Luke to that, especially just making sure that we really know each other on a personal level and are playing for each other.
I guess how does he do that himself?
Making sure that we're just together. You know, whether that's making sure that we're all meeting up and eating somewhere, just communing with each other and spending time with each other.
And what's his, I think we talked about this a little bit in the spring, just like his intensity and the way he kind of goes about it day to day. Like, does that change the way you guys play?
I love it. It's accountability. Because, I mean, how can he show up and bring that energy every day and we don't match that? That's not an equally yoked relationship between us and our coach. So it's almost like, if I don't bring energy and we don't show up, I feel like I'm letting him down personally. And I think anyone else in our room could accredit that and say the same thing.
How much cross-training are you doing during this time of year? I know during the spring you guys did some, but right now, are you doing any, or are you just staying at one area?
I'm just making sure I'm ready to play whatever this team needs me to play. I'm bouncing around. I'm doing whatever I can when I can so that I can go out there and help our team.
Anything else?